everybody. My name is Grace Mathis, and I'm here at the second week of Aimed Dance Summer Fest at Lamar University in Beaumont, Texas. I am here with Tiffanee Arnold, and she is the founder of Full Circle Dance Company in the Dallas area, correct?
Correct.
So tell us a little bit about your journey founding the company and what it's been like.
Sure. So I started Full Circle Dance about 5 years ago, right before COVID. But we're not going to talk about that. But I started 5 years ago, and it was really a culmination of the time that I had teaching. I teach in higher education, and I have taught there for 25 years. But around the 20th year, I was really like, I'm missing the opportunity to really be creative the way I want to be beyond an institution. And so I started Full Circle Dance when I relinquished my chair responsibilities as chair of a dance department and decided to venture off and do my own creative thing about 5 years ago. So it's Full Circle Dance. It's called Full Circle Dance because at the audition, I had over 35 people in the room, which was wonderful. I put a call out on social media that just said, the time has come, I'm going to do it. I'm starting my own company. And I had about 35 people show up to the audition. And I had a range of people that were in my current range, colleagues, friends, people that I had danced with, because I danced professionally with a company outside of Dallas. But then I also had a lot of former students that came. So I was like, this feels a lot like a full circle moment when I've got these students that were with me 10 years ago that are now back wanting to continue their journey dancing with me. So that's how Full Circle kind of got started.
Awesome. And what has your journey been like with the modern contemporary dance style?
Yeah. So I didn't really experience modern until I was a college student, a freshman at the university, and was like, what? They want me to not wear shoes and like dance barefoot, and like this just seems so odd to me. But it changed my life forever. I studied dance all through my undergrad, and then went to graduate school, got my MFA in choreography and performance, continuing that modern training. And then teaching at the higher education institution, it's like that's really where modern dance thrives. That culture of asking and wanting more, asking more, wanting more. And so I've really loved all of my years of studying modern dance as well as teaching modern dance. And then when the time came to start my company, I knew it needed to have those same roots.
So how did you get connected to Aimed Dance and get over here this year?
Yeah, so I have known Amy Elizabeth for years through our association in the region with the American College Dance Association. I was the regional director for 6 years, a board member for 6 years. So basically, we've been seeing each other many, many years. And I was aware of the summer festival and thought, you know what? This is a year that I can travel with my company. My company has been doing this is our touring season. We've done some performances a lot of other places. Did a performance in Waco, and we've done some things in Denton and McKinney and other places. And so I decided to apply to the Summer Fest, the Aimed Dance Fest, and was accepted. So that's what got me here, was knowing that Amy Elizabeth is doing great work, and I wanted to be a part of it.
So you created a dance with your dancers. Y'all are here now performing it. What is it called?
It's called Hive.
Okay. And what was your process in the development of this dance? What was it about to you?
So Hive actually began, I teach at the institution I teach at is a summer festival, and so I had to create a contemporary work. And so it started there, and I had a lot of people say, you need to do something more with this. You need to do something more with this. I was like, okay. So I took that body of work, that 3-minute kind of section of a dance, and was like, what really could this evolve into? And so through that physical research, as well as my own kind of research about what was happening in our bodies in this work, it really became about the collective mind. There's so much going on in our society right now where we're kind of like influenced a lot by a lot of outside and internal forces, right? Where we kind of all go with the group, or when we're not against the group, there's a lot of looking about why aren't you with the group? And so that conscious and subconscious collective mind is really where I thought that Hive needed to be.
Awesome.
So the work itself has 11 dancers, so it's a large body, and it's about a 10-minute work that kind of takes you through that journey of this entity and this being coming to life, and how they interact with one another.
So when you're developing a work, do you work with the dancers as you're creating it? Or is this something where you develop all of your moves and then you bring your dancers in?
Okay, so I'm very type A, so I'm very controlling, and I like what I like and the way I like it. But it always is about the work, right? So each work is different. So for Hive, it really was me guiding that force. But there are elements within the dance that the dancers get to have full investment in. But depending on the work, so if I was going to create a different dance, I might have a completely different kind of process. But most of my stuff is pretty controlled by what I want.
And at what point?
I'm honest. I'm just honest.
At what point do you start to consider the logistics, like the costuming and the lighting, that sort of thing?
Oh yeah, I'm a very sculptural artist. So you talked about being a visual artist. So a lot of my work has a lot of sculptural entities to it. So costuming is really important to me. I like to see the body a lot. Again, depending on the work, if there are certain works that don't require quite as much, seeing of the body, but it's a heavy influence. And then I also, because I'm a sculptural kind of artist as well, the lighting is very much taken into consideration. And so for Hive, I needed it to be kind of dim and like mysterious, and really kind of suck the audience into really what am I going to experience. Keep them kind of surprised and excited at the same time.
Like a little mysterious.
Yeah. Well, because I really want people to like be engaged, right? Like our dance form is really not a passive form. We're an active form, and we ask our audience, or at least I try to ask the audience to be just as active. I'm not going to have you just sit back and let the dance come to you. I want you to come meet the dancers as well, in that engagement of viewing the work.
Yeah. That sounds very exciting. Look forward to seeing it.
Good.
And you are also conducting a community class tomorrow.
Mm-hmm. Tomorrow, I am teaching at 10:30 a contemporary modern class in the dance annex as part of my time here with the festival.
And when you do that, you develop your choreography beforehand. Mm-hmm. So, and you have this short amount of time. What is that process like for you when you're doing this particular type of event?
Sure. So it's all about building community. It's all about investment and engagement. It's all about meeting students where they're at, but at the same time, making sure that everybody is feeling welcomed, encouraged, and supported and uplifted. So, I plan out my class to make sure that we are going to have a sense of community. I try really hard to get to know people's names, and then as far as the physicality of it, it's just that natural progression of getting ourselves warm and continuing to stay engaged. And I'll just teach a fun class.
Awesome.
Yeah. Non-competitive. I think that our dance field is competitive enough. So when we come into community type classes and even events like this where we're sharing the space with a variety of ages on the dance performance space, it's really about uplifting one another, right? I want my dancers to be a great role model for the younger generation, to see that even if they are a mother of 5 and still performing on stage, they can see that in themselves when they're in college or beyond.
So I've heard from different contemporary dancers and choreographers that being introduced to it was like a lightning strike.
Yeah.
Like it was life-changing.
Yeah.
So how do you think, in general, what is your opinion about the role of contemporary dance, modern dance in the arts, in our dance scene today? And how do you think it is different from other styles of dance?
Yeah. Well, it's just hard to describe, contemporary modern dance, contemporary. modern, but modern is always about reinventing itself, being innovative, pushing extremes, pushing boundaries, being open-minded, being supportive, being willing and accepting wherever you might be on your journey, but then just it as a dance form should always be doing that. And so I think that that's the beauty of contemporary modern dance, whereas in a more structured, disciplined style such as ballet or, even tap, there are certain things within that genre that you kind of always need to fulfill. And I think doesn't necessarily mean it stays in a box, but it does mean that it has a certain form that needs to stay, whereas contemporary modern can be all-encompassing. And having just watched the dress rehearsal of this particular show is exactly that. None of these pieces are alike, and that's the beauty of that style.
That's awesome. Diversity and seeing things you've never seen before. Yeah, that's really exciting. Well, thank you so much for being with us. I look forward to seeing your piece, and I hope you'll have fun at the class.
Yes, we will. We will.